what have you seen so far from Tyler Johnson this year as he gets another year under his belt and working with you guys, working with Tom? How have you seen him grow?
I mean, he came in a really smart football player, strong guy, can help us in the run game, the pass game. I love being around him. He's the ultimate pro, at such a young age. He knows all our positions. He helps me out there as well sometimes. He's a really smart player and a great teammate.
Coach Arians called Coach Kingdon a speed expert, basically, because he's been
Raj,
a few years
yeah.
now.
Mm-hmm.
What is it, your relationship with him? What have you learned from him since your time?
When I got hurt 2 years ago, he definitely helped my running mechanics a lot. Just keeping them high, just trying to prevent injuries and things like that. He has an Olympic pedigree, championship pedigree, so he's cool to be around, and he helps us a lot with our running mechanics.
The last few weeks, Leonard Fournette's played a really big role in helping you guys as an offense. What's it been like seeing him really just take off?
I mean, he comes to work. He's a great player. We have a lot of great players on this team that, when they get the ball and they get their opportunities, that they make the most of it. So that's what he's been doing, and hopefully he can keep doing it.
And Chris and Antonio, yourself and Chris and Antonio all are around about the same yards, 420 or so. You all could go over 1,000. You do it every year in your career. What does it say about just the way Tom is, and you guys are working together to where all of you, can take the ball and just take off?
I mean, just the caliber of players we are, we're always trying to be open, and we're open a lot. So he has a pick of the litter. So our job is just to be as open as possible, and he makes great reads and finds us.
Antonio a year ago came here, and some people didn't even know if he would have played another down of football because of everything that was going on in his life, and he's had to overcome a lot. Just what can you say about the work that he's put in to immerse himself into this team and really carve a role out for himself?
I mean, he obviously helped us win the Super Bowl last year. He was a big addition for us. We were banged up last year. He came in perfect timing, and he's one of the best receivers to ever play the game. So he can work, man. He can. At 30, I think he's 33 years old. He never gets tired. He just runs his routes full speed every time. He helps young guys out a lot. He's been a huge addition for us, and I look for him to keep making plays.
What do you think his best contribution to this offense is? I mean, I know he his routes, they're so different looking than everybody else.
His feel of the game, learning to be in spots. When the play breaks down, he's the best in the business at that as well. His durability is top notch. Just everything. Just his ability and the player that he is, it helps us.
Like, you've been here some years when the offensive line maybe wasn't the biggest strength of the team, but you've now seen it kind of transform and change. I'm just curious, as somebody who's been a leader on the team, as you've seen that change happen, and also you guys start winning more, do you think that's a coincidence, or do you think that's had a lot to do with the change up front?
I mean, watching all our units, just the way we communicate now, just we're a band of brothers. And those big guys up front, they really came together this year and had it on their mind to be one of the best offensive lines in the league. And they're proving that. They're keeping Tom safe back there, keeping him clean, giving him time to throw us the rock. So, we appreciate those guys opening up big lanes for the running backs. So, I mean, they're doing a great job this year.
This is the year we finally see Alli Mark get a Pro Bowl?
I hope so. He's well overdue. He deserves it. He's the guy up front that year in, year out just comes in, very consistent, one of the best in the league. He's interchangeable. He could play all three positions, center, guard, and tackle.
Against the Bears last year, my gosh, it seemed like you were playing on one leg. You were pretty banged up. What do you remember about that? Yeah, I was like, what do you remember about that game, and what can you take from it to apply to this one this year?
It was a Thursday game in Chicago, no fans, which kind of sucked. I mean, all last year when we played without any fans at all is terrible. Like, some fans in the stands, it made it feel a little real, but there's no fans. I remember we had a lot of penalties, and we beat ourselves for sure that game. They did a good job up front. The defensive line did a really good job. I remember that.
What do you expect the Bears' biggest challenge to be this week when you face them?
They're just a physical team. We got to match that physicality. Last year, we didn't. We got sloppy in our technique, had penalties, and it cost us on a couple big drives. I remember Ronald Jones had 2 really big runs. I think Gronk had a really big catch, and I had an offensive pass interference. We had a couple holding calls that really hurt our drives last year, and we lost by a point. And we just hung around the whole time. So we just got to be physical and play fundamental.